Hey there, have you heard the buzz? Europe is gearing up for some game-changing travel updates in 2025. Yep, I'm talking about changes that might make you scratch your head a bit when planning your next trip. Picture this: entry fees at the border, futuristic face scanners replacing those old-school passport stamps, and yes, higher tourist taxes in all the big-name cities. Europe? It's not playing by the same rules anymore. Hold on, don't panic just yet. These updates might feel like a bit of a hassle at first, but there's actually something fascinating about them. Planning a short trip or a full-on European tour? Either way, these new rules are going to shake things up for sure. So, how do you navigate this maze of new regulations without losing your cool? Easy. Sit back, buckle up, and let me walk you through every single change. Trust me, by the time we're done, you'll be fully prepped to take on Europe in 2025 like a pro. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Let's kick things off with the biggest shakeup in European travel: the digital border revolution. Sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's not fiction. It's planned to roll out in the near future, potentially 2025, and it's set to change everything. First up, EES, Europe's entry and exit system. Think of it as a next-gen upgrade to how borders work. Instead of just stamping your passport, the system now uses biometric tech like facial recognition and fingerprints to speed things up. Remember that little thrill of getting a passport stamp? Well, say goodbye to most of those nostalgic moments. Now, you'll be greeted by sleek scanners and fingerprint readers. Pretty futuristic, right? Don't worry though. This is all about making things faster, smoother, and way more efficient for your trip. No more fumbling with passport pages or worrying about overstaying your welcome. The system tracks your entry and exit automatically. It's like Europe's digital "we've got your number" moment, keeping everything accurate and efficient. For those tempted to overstay, think twice. This system ensures stricter monitoring of your time in Europe. But that's not all. Let me introduce you to ETIAS, Europe's travel authorization system. Think of it like ESTA in the US, but for travelers heading to Europe. It's kind of like an RSVP system, letting Europe know you're coming before you arrive. The idea? To boost security and verify who you are before you set foot on European soil. Here's how it works. You'll fill out a quick online application, sharing details like your passport information and travel plans. The good news? It's super affordable, just €7, and it's free if you're under 18 or over 70. Once approved, your ETIAS is valid for 3 years, or until your passport expires, and you can visit as many times as you want within the 90 days in 180 rule. Now, here's the timeline. ETIAS is expected to launch by mid-2025. After its launch, there will be a transitional period of at least 6 months, during which travelers are encouraged to apply for ETIAS, but those without it won't be denied entry if they meet other entry requirements. So, what's the takeaway? Europe's ditching the old-school stamps for cutting-edge tech. And while you might miss a bit of nostalgia, you're gaining speed, accuracy, and peace of mind. Ready to step into the future of travel? This is just the beginning. Next, we're heading across the channel to explore the UK's new travel rules. Stay tuned. While Europe's ETIAS system has yet to officially launch, did you know the UK is already ahead of the curve? Enter the Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, a travel pre-screening system designed for smoother entry into the UK. If you're from the US, Canada, Australia, or similar countries, here's why it matters. It starts applying to travelers like you from early 2025. So, how is it rolling out? Step by step. First, it was introduced for Gulf countries. By early 2025, it expands to 49 more destinations, including major hotspots like the US, Japan, and New Zealand. And starting April 2025, EU citizens and travelers from neighboring nations like Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein will also need an ETA. What's the cost? Just £10, about $12.75, cheaper than your lunch in London. The process is simple. Apply online, answer a few quick questions, and you're good to go. Most applications get approved in hours, but just in case, don't wait until the last minute. Once approved, your ETA is valid for 2 years and allows multiple entries, as long as each stay is under 6 months. Pretty convenient, right? Here's the best part. ETA is fully digital. It links directly to your passport, so when you check in at the airport, all you have to do is scan and go. No extra papers, no hassle. It might even save you time in those immigration lines. Fingers crossed. And finally, it's worth noting that the UK is not part of the Schengen area. As an island nation, traveling from neighboring European countries to the UK involves additional border checks. While this adds a layer of complexity, ETA is a modern solution that makes crossing the border faster and more efficient. Big news for travelers. Bulgaria and Romania are making history. Starting January 1st, 2025, these two incredible countries are officially joining the Schengen Zone. What does this mean for your adventures? Imagine cruising through Eastern Europe without the hassle of border stops. Picture yourself driving effortlessly from Hungary to Romania or Greece to Bulgaria. No queues, no passport checks, just smooth sailing, just like crossing from France to Germany. Convenience at its finest. This goes beyond smoother travel. It's a whole new way to experience the region. Visualize starting your journey in Vienna, stopping in Budapest, venturing through the misty hills of Transylvania in Romania, and wrapping up your adventure at Bulgaria's sun-soaked Black Sea coast. Now you can explore it all in one seamless journey. Local businesses are also gearing up for big changes. Airlines, bus companies, and rail operators will now offer direct routes, making it easier and often more affordable to travel. For visitors, this means more choices, better prices, and less stress. And the destinations? They're nothing short of spectacular. Bulgaria is home to pristine beaches, mountain ranges, and lively cultural festivals, while Romania's castles and historic towns feel like stepping straight into a storybook. If you've been waiting to explore Eastern Europe, there's no better time. So, what's your plan? A road trip through Bulgaria and Romania is no longer a logistical puzzle. It's the adventure of a lifetime waiting to happen. Ready to hit the road? There's no time like 2025 to make it happen. Stay tuned, because next, we'll tackle a hot topic that could impact your travel plans: new tourist taxes. Don't go anywhere. You'll want to hear this. All right, so you've made it to Europe without breaking a sweat over border controls. Amazing. But now, let's talk about something that might make your wallet a little nervous: tourist taxes. That's right, in 2025, several European cities and countries are shaking up how they charge visitors. And trust me, you'll want to know this before booking your trip. First stop, Venice. You know, the city of canals, gondolas, and romance. Though let's be real, it can get a little crowded. Starting in April 2025, they're rolling out a new tourist tax system. If you're just popping in for the day and book your entry pass within 4 days of your visit, you might have to shell out up to €10, depending on when you go. Oh, and this only applies to the historic center of Venice itself, not the nearby islands. Pro tip: book early. If you're the type to wait until the last minute, especially in busy seasons, expect to pay the full price. The money collected actually goes toward preserving Venice and helping the city handle the impact of mass tourism. So, while it might feel like a hassle, it's also your contribution to keeping this iconic destination thriving. A 2-week trip? Do the math. It's not exactly pocket change. And if Madeira is on your bucket list, you know, those gorgeous Portuguese islands, get ready to pay €3 to access its scenic hiking trails. The city of Évora in Portugal is also jumping on the bandwagon with a new tourist tax in 2025, though the exact amount hasn't been announced yet. Sure, it sounds like a lot for a walk, but that money goes straight into preserving the stunning nature around you. So really, it's a win-win. Here's the bottom line. Think of these tourist taxes as a kind of preservation fee. You're not just paying to enjoy these destinations, you're helping ensure they're just as magical for future travelers. So make sure to factor these into your travel budget, okay? But don't worry, Europe still has plenty of surprises in store for you. Up next, we're diving into golden visas, your golden ticket to becoming a European resident. Whether you're thinking about investing or relocating, this is one part you definitely don't want to miss. Stick around. Let's dive into what I like to call the golden ticket to European residency, the golden visa. Sounds fancy, right? But before you start daydreaming about sipping wine on a Greek island or strolling through a Spanish plaza, let me tell you, it's not as simple as throwing money at the problem. In 2025, some major changes are coming, and here's what you need to know. First up, Greece. While investing in startups isn't entirely new to the country's Golden Visa program, it's recently been gaining more attention and promotion. Greece is doubling down on this pathway as a way to attract innovation-driven investments alongside the traditional real estate option. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? So how does it work? You'll need to invest at least 250,000 euros in a startup approved by the Greek government through its Elevate Greece platform. But here's the deal. You can't own more than 33% of the company, and you're required to create at least 2 jobs in the first year. And those jobs, they need to stick around for at least 5 years. It's not the easiest route, but it's certainly one of the most rewarding. Why the shift in focus? Greece isn't just looking for cash. They're prioritizing innovation and long-term job creation. It's a forward-thinking approach that's as much about building the future as it is about investment. Smart move, right? Now, let's talk about Spain. The government has officially announced that the real estate-based Golden Visa program is coming to an end. According to the latest updates, the program will close on April 3rd, 2025. Until then, it's still running, and new applications are being accepted. For those who already hold a Golden Visa, don't worry. Your residency rights will remain intact under the current rules. This marks a significant shift in Spain's approach to foreign investment, with a focus on addressing housing concerns and promoting economic inclusivity. If you've been considering applying, now's the time to act before the program officially closes. And it's not just Greece and Spain. Countries like Portugal, Malta, and Cyprus are keeping a close eye on these changes. Nothing is set in stone yet, but if you're considering investing in property or businesses to snag a Golden Visa, be prepared. The rules could shift at any moment. So here's the deal. Golden Visas in 2025 are all about sustainability. They're designed to attract not just money, but real, lasting contributions to local economies. If you're thinking about making Europe your home, don't just focus on the investment amount. Ask yourself if you're ready to meet these new challenges. Planning a trip to Europe involves a lot of excitement, but here's a topic that might not make your heart race: travel health insurance. Before you dismiss it, hear me out. This is crucial, especially for travelers from the US or non-EU countries. Starting in 2025, many European countries will tighten their rules. Visitors from non-EU countries, including Americans, will be required to have travel health insurance to enter. Now, this isn't entirely new. Some countries like France, Spain, and Italy are already enforcing it. But here's the kicker. It's about to get a whole lot stricter, and more countries are expected to follow suit. Here's what your insurance needs to cover. At least 30,000 euro in medical expenses and repatriation costs. That means getting you home if you have a serious illness or injury. And let's be honest, it's better to be prepared than to face a massive bill if something unexpected happens. Here's a quick tip. Double-check your current travel insurance policy to make sure it meets these requirements. If it doesn't, it's worth purchasing one that does. It's a small step that could save you from a major headache and a hefty bill if you need medical attention while abroad. So, think of it as one more box to tick before you set off on your European adventure. It's not just about following the rules, it's about peace of mind, knowing you're covered no matter what happens. And speaking of peace of mind, coming up next, we're diving into something every traveler needs to know: passenger rights and refunds. Delayed flight? Canceled trip? Don't worry, I've got you covered with everything you need to know to protect yourself. Stick around. When it comes to air travel, there's one thing you should be aware of: your passenger rights. Europe is leveling up in 2025 to protect travelers, and these updates might just save you a headache when things go off course. Here's the deal. Under the updated rules, if your flight is delayed by more than 3 hours or gets canceled last minute, you could be entitled to compensation. And we're not just talking about loose change. Payouts range from 250 euro to 600 euro, depending on how far you're flying. But wait, it gets better. These rules now apply to connecting flights, even if the second leg of your journey is operated by a non-EU airline. The catch? Your journey needs to either start or end in Europe. So, if you're flying through a hub like Frankfurt, London, or Paris, and your connection is delayed, you might just score a nice payout. Here's a pro tip. Know your rights. Airlines are required to inform you about your compensation options. But it doesn't hurt to be prepared. Keep track of all your receipts, emails, and any communication with the airline. Having these handy will make it much easier to file a claim. And let's be honest, who wouldn't love a little extra cash after a travel hiccup? It's like turning a frustrating delay into a surprise bonus. So, while delays and cancellations are never fun, it's good to know you've got some solid protections in place. Europe's new regulations are a win for travelers. Just make sure you're ready to claim what's yours. But wait, there's more. Coming up next, I'll be wrapping up all the major changes to European travel in 2025 and sharing some practical tips to make sure you're fully prepared for your adventure. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this final rundown. So, we've covered all the big changes coming to European travel in 2025. Wow. That was a lot to take in, right? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's do a quick recap to make it crystal clear. First up, the digital borders with EES and ETIAS. Say goodbye to passport stamps and hello to facial recognition scanners. It's like stepping into a sci-fi movie. Then there's the UK with its new ETA system, which makes entry smoother, but requires a little pre-trip planning. And don't forget the Schengen Zone expansion. It's now even easier to explore Eastern Europe without border stops. Oh, and if you thought budgeting just meant planning for food and fun, think again. Cities like Venice, Greece, and Madeira are rolling out new tourist taxes. Every step you take isn't just for the experience, it's helping preserve these amazing destinations. Thinking about relocating or investing, keep an eye on the changes to golden visa programs in Greece, Spain, and beyond. This could be your golden opportunity, but remember, the rules are evolving, so plan carefully. So there you have it. Europe in 2025 is transforming like never before. Sure, it might take a little extra prep time, but in return, you'll get an unforgettable adventure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And hey, next week I'll be sharing the must-visit European destinations for 2025, the ones you'll want to explore before they get too crowded. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next video. Travel smart, enjoy every moment, and live your life to the fullest.